nominees just goes to say that Parliament is actually independent, because these are very independent debates going on, and independent opinions by members going on the floor of the House. But ultimately, they will have to make a decision. And what was the decision that the National Assembly reached at? They approved them. But it doesn't mean there was no deliberation and they didn't look at both sides of the coin. Because you cannot say that is a rubber stamp when you can quote Millie Odhiambo and you can quote Junet and Otiende Amollo, what they said during that vetting.
Okay, but the question is...
because they were not singing praise and worship songs. They were actually looking at this critically.
This was a concern last year, and a very serious concern that changed the trajectory of our politics and even how this administration works. That in the process of the budget-making process, there was a lot of rubber stamping and indications and chest stamping that we will pass this bill without removing a comma or a full stop. Those are words pronounced by some members of Parliament. By then, ODM was still on the minority side. Now, with a broad-based working arrangement, all the numbers are on one side. Aren't you concerned that we could experience a far much worse situation than we saw last year?
I think what you're talking about, Fred, is a narrative created by the media and others, and it really is not the reality. And Honorable Mbai here has demonstrated that he was able to make, to recommend amendments to the bill, and it was approved by the House.
Broad-based government.
Yeah, that brings me to even what the Standard has cherry-picked. The comments of Junet Mohammed. Did Junet Mohammed vote to approve the nominees? Yes. The comments of Otiende Amollo. Did Otiende Amollo vote to approve the nominees? Yes. Comments of who? Millie Odhiambo. Did Millie Odhiambo vote to support the bill? Yes. Gotcha. I think you don't cherry pick the proceedings of the House and create a big story away from exactly what happened. And probably in future, the Standard or the print media can favor and create extra pages to put the total Hansard so that we get the real story, rather than cherry picking to create a negative story that Parliament is a rubber stamp institution. It is not. As far as I know, and as far as it is in the Constitution and traditions of Parliament, Parliament is a debating chamber. Members walk in without instructions from anybody, and they debate the bills and the motions before the House. Yesterday was a procedural motion for approval of nominees, and that was allocated time. It was moved and it was debated, and during debates, people are free to make their own opinions in whichever way, and that doesn't mean it is being controlled.
The budget-making process last year was perhaps the most contentious.
Let me tell you, Fred,
and it led to the changes that we see
Kenyan
now.
Parliament is one of the most independent houses we've had.
Are you concerned that with the workings of Parliament right now, there could be a problem?
I'll tell you this is what is going to happen. This is what is going to happen. Both the National Assembly and the Senate has been captured by the state system and machinery. You are not going to expect anything from Wananchi. What will happen is that people are normally rallied. That's why the high-ranking people like Otiende and Miri can only complain on the floor of the House. They cannot go to oppose anything brought by the system. That is a fact. So look at last year, like what happened. I mean, the whole country was crying about the finance bill, but they went ahead and passed it. And then when issues became so hot, they dropped it. So it's you know, like a puppet, you know. It's up there that tells them what to do. And now, what we are expecting to see again, they are going to be rallied, push on with the budget, whatever will come from the top, the finance bill, and the Wananchi will be waiting to see. So Kenyans should not expect much. Let me tell you the truth.